cats can read. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my January wrap up with you guys. First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't been uploading any videos. I unfortunately got the virus, which then became a chest infection. I was then in hospital the other day, and then I was there, stayed there overnight, had a chest x-ray, and they soon discovered that I had pneumonia. So my voice has changed, which you can tell. You're probably thinking, why are you filming, Katie? I literally just popped home just so that I can get some extra bits. I just thought I'll quickly film these videos so that I can edit them whilst I'm at my nan's. I know I'm not feeling my greatest, but I still think I owe you guys an explanation, and I still do enjoy filming videos even if I'm not 100% myself. So I just really want to upfront apologise that I'm feeling unwell. All things considered, that I was unwell in January, I managed to read 5 books, which is really good. I've beat December already. I started January off really strong for me. 5 books was pretty much like my aim. Last year I tried to aim to read at least 5 books a month. That's at least like 1 book and a quarter a week, which it is doable, especially around like a job like mine where I just work shift work, and it can easily be done, and I managed to prove it in January. So it's weird because I feel like I didn't do very well in my reading myself, because I didn't feel like I was reading a lot, because where I've been ill I haven't been reading, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't read a lot these past couple of weeks that I've had this thing that's going on, whatever it is. So yeah, it's just weird for me to accept that I've actually managed to read a lot. So anyway, with that all out the way, let me tell you the books I managed to read. Also guys, I am sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the background. As I come home, I needed to do some washing where I just haven't been here. I've been staying at my nan's, so you're going to hear it be really loud. I'm sorry. So the first book that I read and completed in January was The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. So I wanted to read this as close to New Year's Day as I could, just because of the time period that this book is based around. It is based around like New Year's Eve, and it's based at an airport where it's snowed in, and these 2 characters end up meeting, and yeah, it's really interesting just how they just sort of meet and develop this friendship and get to know each other. And there's really good anxiety wrapped in this book, and it was just absolutely perfect. And I love Jessica Brody so much. She is one of my favourite authors ever. She is an auto-buy author for me. I always buy her books as soon as I get them, or as soon as I can get them. But yeah, this was really good. I'm so glad I managed to read it, and I loved it so much, so I ended up giving it 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. If you guys would like to see me do a video review where I explain more about this book and more about my thoughts, let me know down below in the comments. The next book that I managed to complete in January was the second book that is in the Making Out series by Catherine Applegate. This book is called Jake Finds Out, and this is a reread for me. This would be the 3rd time reading it, because I first read this when I was in college, and then I read it again a few years ago, and now I'm reading it again because I'm slowly going through the series. And I really enjoyed this book actually, and this series is literally just about these school kids, and they are on this island where there's not a massive population, so they know each other's secrets. They're not easy to find out, so there's like scandals and rumours and just things like going on. It's kind of like Gossip Girl on an island sort of thing. So in this one, Jake finds something out, and it was really good. I totally recommend this series, guys, like just for juicy gossip of a read, and it's such a quick read. They're really short books, literally like just over 200 pages each. So if you want a really quick, interesting read, give these a try. Really enjoyed reading this again and remembering everything that happened, so I gave this 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. The next book that I finally managed to complete was Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I started this, it says November last year, so it's been a few months. I started it and I was listening to it on audiobook, and I just wasn't really getting into the audiobook. I kind of wasn't, so I kind of put it down for a little bit, and then I picked it up again in January because I was like, I am going to finish this book, and I needed an audiobook to listen to whilst going on my travels to and from work. So I decided to try and focus on the audiobook, so I did kind of end up focusing a bit more, but I think it's just because it's a very bizarre story. Like, it's really, really bizarre, and I think it's just because of the humour. It's very dry and it's just really bizarre. So it's basically about these beauty pageants that end up getting stranded on this island. So it's hilarious in that sort of sense. Like, it's funny how these beauty pageant girls are trying to learn to survive when they're literally like obsessed with beauty and that, and there's things that are happening on the island, like giant snakes, and then this secret corporation that's like in a little cavern, and yeah, it's very, very crazy and weird, and I think you've literally just got to be in the right mood and I think the right understanding of this book. I did get it and I did find certain parts funny, which is why I gave this book 3 out of 5 Kit Kats. It was a bit of a disappointing read for me, to be honest, because I really thought I was going to enjoy it, because I love books where people end up crashing on an island and they have to learn how to survive and to try and get back to where they belong. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed in it, unfortunately, but it's enjoyable in some parts, but you know, I just, yeah, that's all I can really say on it. So if you'd like to see me do a full-on review of like all my proper thoughts on this book in more detail, then let me know down below in the comments and I'll do it. The next book that I read in January was All the Lonely People by David Owen. There's a floppy disk on it because this was the review book that I got given for free and it came with the floppy disk. So this is an interesting book. It's a January release that's highly based on social media and what it sort of does to us if we ever sort of deleted our existence from it. So it's about this main girl and she gets cyberbullied and bullied in real life, but mostly cyberbullied, and she gets forced to delete herself from all of social media, and so she slowly ends up disappearing from the world. Nobody can see her apart from like one other person, and there is some LGBT rap in this book as well, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I really liked the intake on it. It was a very bizarre book. It's kind of like sci-fi with the social media sort of thing, like, but with magical realism just because of the fading. So it was interesting, that sort of thing. I must admit, like, when I first started reading it, I got a bit into it, and then I hit a point where I was just losing a little bit of interest. It was just remaining a little bit stagnant, and then I just kept reading it. I just thought, you know, I'm gonna give it a chance because I'm on the book tour for this, and I'm glad that I did because it ended up getting a little bit better. And so in the end I gave this book 4 out of 5 Kit Kats. I still think it was a really, really good read. I still recommend people to give it a read just because it's a very interesting concept, but unfortunately didn't quite hit that 5-star mark for me, but I still really, really enjoyed it. So if you guys would like to see me do a full review on this book in more detail, then let me know down below in the comments. The final book that I managed to read and complete in January was Legend by Marie Lu. This is the first book that is in this. It's going to be a series now because I saw on Goodreads that there's an untitled book number 4, so that's really exciting, and I feel like it's the perfect time that I've chosen to reread this book. But I've been meaning to reread it for a while. First time I read it, I think I gave it 4 out of 5 Kit Kats, but this time I listened to the audiobook of this on Scribd and I was actually really, really enjoying it. I mostly listened to it, but the last 80 pages I read physically, but I still really, really enjoyed it, like so much. So I ended up giving it 5 out of 5 Kit Kats in the end because I really, really enjoyed it the second time around. So it just goes to show sometimes that our reading taste changes, from me reading this a few years ago the first time and then this time, just, yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with this trilogy. I totally recommend it. And if you haven't given it a go, I suggest you do. This is basically about this girl who is in this organisation. She's pretty kick-ass actually. And she is like one of the only people that has scored this really high score. And so she's very, very intelligent. And then one day her brother, who is like I suppose a soldier, he ends up getting killed and murdered, and she seeks out to find her brother's murderer. And then she meets this guy called Day, who his family, there's kind of this sort of like I suppose plague going around, and his family have managed to kind of get it. And so he's trying to find this cure. So he breaks into this hospital and tries to find some sort of cure, or at least something that would just hold it back a bit. And so they end up bumping and meeting each other. And then we know who they are. We know who they both are, but it's them that don't know who they are. And it's just interesting how they sort of like work out meeting each other, I suppose. So yeah, so I really, really enjoyed it. I totally recommend it. So that's it from my January wrap up. I am going to head off now before my lungs decide to burst. I have been coughing so much, so a lot of that is going to be edited out. You won't get to see any of it. But yeah, it's horrible. Really, really horrible, but I'm just glad that I managed to film and get my January wrap up out the way. So again, I do apologise that I've been really poorly whilst doing this video, but I just wanted to let you guys know all the books I read in January before it got very, very backlisted. There isn't going to be a reading vlog for last week, which is up to the 3rd of February, because I was unwell. I didn't do anything apart from either sleep or rest or just cough my head off and be unwell. And then I was at the hospital, and yeah, it's not been good really. I did start off, I think, filming on the Monday, and then I just didn't film for the rest of the week just because I was being unwell. So I don't know if I'm going to be filming for this week to come, because again, I'm meant to be resting. This is just the only time when I'm not going to be resting, because I just had to come home and get some bits for my stay at my nan's. So hopefully when I feel better, I'll be able to vlog again. So I just wanted to let you know with that, guys. So I do apologise again for all of this. Let me know down below in the comments what books you managed to read in the month of January and how you managed to do. Also let me know what books you're planning on reading in February. I am going to be filming my February TBR. I just need to go downstairs and collect one more book, which I completely forgot to add to my list, and then I'll film that quickly for you guys, and then I'm going to go straight to my nan's to just rest, because my chest is really suffering right now. It's really, really not good. So that's it for me. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. All my social media links will be linked down below if you'd like to follow me elsewhere. I'm going to be spending my life on social media whilst I'm at my nan's, on Twitter and on Goodreads and everywhere. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!